Sorry, but I don't think it is. I've just been reading through some of the IPCC report, which is like an environmental study of 34,000 odd studies. And it's a bit scary. That's what I think, anyway. It's not great, no. And what it is, it's kind of like this, it's endorsed by 195 countries, and it's been condensed down into more of a manageable format. It's been a bit politicised as well. But it doesn't sound very good, no. So I thought I'd just share it with you, but I'm going to do some other stuff as well. I need to install my bat boxes and other stuff. So yeah, it's not good. I've been also been reading through this Guardian article here as well about the climate crisis. And the thing is, this has been ignored. It's not been ignored. It's just well, I suppose the media is so swamped with what's going on in Russia. That's not helping either, is it? You know, it's not helping. Definitely not helping the environment. But when I look at, like, for instance, the stats on my video I did about last week regarding, or earlier this week, regarding the environment and how the war in Ukraine is causing serious issues regarding the environment. Yeah, water runoff, obviously the pollutants from the actual tanks and, you know, ageing military equipment and blowing shit up. You know, that kind of stuff. Oh. Are you talking to me? Oh, hello, I suppose I must be. Altro. Yeah, so it's all this stuff is going on and blowing crap up, and all those buildings are going to have to be rebuilt at some point in the future. So that's not good either. So yeah, it's all right, 1 ton of CO2 for every ton of concrete that's been produced and other stuff. So it's not, it's not that's alone. So really, in a way, we're already in a world war, aren't we? Really, and Putin's instigated. Hello, Ginger Giraffe, and yeah, it's deeply worrying. I've been reading through some of it, and it's some of it's a bit above me, you know what I mean, or beyond me. But they're talking in by 2050, and it says a livable future. And they're not saying that you go this kind of standard of life that you've got now. Hopefully yours is good. They say by 2050 it's going to be pretty dire. You know, some of the oceans and parts of the oceans are already boiling, killing off certain biodiversity in the oceans, what have you. And we know what's happened to all the coral reefs. They're not looking good. No. Howdy, Simon says. I say howdy to you too. Aha! Oh, are you on your motorbike? You on your Suzuki? Oh, you hope you enjoy that. I need to get a battery on my Suzuki, my GSX-14. I've got to get it back on the road. That's all legal, apart from it needs a battery. That thing scares the hell out of me, really. Yeah, it's a powerful old motorbike I've got there, so I do like it though. It's nice getting on it. But not very good for the environment. It does about 40 miles per gallon. A little scooter does like 150 odd, doesn't it? You know, it's crazy. Yeah, no, but it's saying by 2050, they're talking about livable standards. And this particular IPCC assessment is based on 34,000 studies. 34,000 studies. You know, not little tiny studies, no, they're big studies. So that's, you know, it's quite a major thing. Take it from me, the Scots watching the English drown in the floods of the rising sea level by sitting on the hills. You can imagine the country's looking out. Not from where I'm from, no, in Norfolk. It's too flat. And you get the 8 goals straight. Heading towards Great Yarmouth. Oh, God, you'd be glad when that is flooded. But yeah, that's going to be gone. The railway will probably still be there. The road will still be there into nowhere. And the rest of it will be gone. Be underwater. Pretty much. So that is a bit of a worry. They say the heat is killing more people and drought is killing more trees and warming oceans are killing more coral reefs. And coral reefs are like the nurseries in the ocean, really. You know, little fishies and that, you know, biodiversity. And this is all in this report. And no one's talking about it. I forgot all about it. I saw it come out and I forgot about it. And obviously with everything that's going on at the moment, the internet and YouTube and various other sources that people use, Facebook, they're all swamped with what's going on in Ukraine. Understandably so. But in some ways, this is well, in some ways it is. It's actually a bigger issue. And Putin's not helping. No, he's not helping at all. So in a way, we are already in a world war. Just maybe not a direct conflict. Destroying our environment, that's what he's doing. He's making it even worse. He's speeding things up. Urgh. Just makes me so angry. Nothing to do. We do our little bit to try and make things better for little living creatures and stuff, like like bats and various other things. But on the whole, it's not great. What little difference we can make as individuals, on the grand scheme of things, is tiny, isn't it? So no, it's a worry. Now, saying here, even if the world keeps heating below 1.6 degrees C by 2100, and we are already at 1.1 degrees C, then 8% of today's farmland will become climatically unsuitable. Oh, it's not looking good regarding the farmers as it is anyway, is it? So maybe you look to the future and I suppose what will happen though? Will we end up? No, because you get more diverse weather. So the cold areas are potentially going to be colder, and the hot areas are going to be even hotter. And you get bigger, much larger differences. When it's cold, it'll be absolutely freezing, and when it's hot, it'll be unbearable. So that's a bit of a worry, a huge worry actually. Now, if global heating continues, and I'm just seeing a Guardian article. If global heating continues and little adaptation is put in place, 183 million more people are projected to go hungry by 2050. So you've got old Nigel Farage, he's going out there, so Farage, I said Nigel Farage, he's going out there. So we want a referendum. We don't want net zero by 2050. No, we want you to buy more oil, so you burn to death in the sun. Radiation sickness and all that, and solar flares, scorching the top of your head. That's what he wants. The man's a plonker. That's what he is. Completely that plonker. Crikey. I wonder if he's fertile. I hope he can't make any more kids. There again, ain't he all left him? He's on his own, isn't he? That's what I hear. The missus came to her senses. I think she's German as well. They're very practical people, Germans. But to be fair, why the hell did she marry him in the first place? She must have saw something in him. God knows. Well, maintaining the resilience of nature at a global scale depends on the conservation of 30% to 50% of the Earth's land, fresh water and oceans, the IPCC report said. Now, today, less than 15% of land, 21% of freshwater and 8% of oceans are protected areas. And some regions, like the Amazon, have switched from storing carbon to emitting it. It's a bit like, the peat bogs, they're effectively big carbon stores. And years ago, what were we digging all this stuff up and selling it in bags for gardeners? Now, obviously, we compost instead. I don't know in the UK now, but we don't generally dig that stuff up. But the habitat for it is, the potential for peat is gone. With rising sea levels, there's become too much salt as well. The IPCC report is also crystal clear that adapting to the climate crisis is as much a social problem as a scientific one. The best way to give effective and lasting protection from climate chaos is through action that addresses inequalities such as those based on gender, ethnicity, disability, age, location, and income. I don't know about income. I think if we were all broke, we'd buy less shit, wouldn't we? Be forced to garden the garden. We should all be broke. Go back to Earth. Oh, I have to admit, I do like doing the old garden. We've been busy in the garden today. We planted loads of trees today down the bottom here. We got loads of fruit trees here. Not yesterday, the day before. On Thursday, I picked them up. Well, me and my dear wife, we put them in the ground. So we've got those fruit trees in: apples, pears, plums. What else was it? Apples, pears, plums, peaches. Well, we've already got a load of fruit trees already. We just put another 10 in, and we got over there. We had loads of twigs come in the post yesterday. That might as well be from an online store. Whether or not we get them from them again, but they're kind of just like little scions. They're quite skinny old things, really. We'll see. We'll see how well they take and how quickly they take, I suppose. And over here we've got. I'll take you to my barrow. Oh, these trees here are ones that we done via cuttings. Yeah. About 18 months ago. 18 months ago. We've got quite a nice place in the garden, in the veggie garden, which is constantly wet because there's a water source under the ground. And it's ideal for doing cuttings for these willows. And this is actually weeping willow, this one is. Salix. But as you can see here, we need to get these in the ground soon as well. So there's about, I think there's 7 there, there's 7 trees. But, you know, they've got a good bit of root on there. You know, not bad at all. So we'll get them in the ground tonight. But also, here's some more that we've done, which we did the other day, we were probably there, but also got some more I put in the garden as well. And they're all salix. These ones are the little twisted ones. You know the sort of things you buy in your home decor places to put in a pot, and they're sprayed in silver or black or something or gold. Little twisty twizzle sticks. That's what these are. Yeah. See, even though look, it's just a stick that's been cut off and put in the soil, it's budding still. It's not the bud. So yeah, there are things we can do, obviously, to help, but it's not mitigate this situation. This is really done. Unless we do something drastic for the environment. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is our home. If your house hasn't got a roof on it, you think about putting a new one on, wouldn't you? Or at least fix the hole. But no, what do? We carry on the way we are and carry on causing shitloads of damage. Buying the crap we don't need. And places like China. Well, I went back to the UK the other week. That sickened me, it did. I just, going to the kids' birthday parties, I just loads of tat. Buying just loads of rubbish stuff that no one needs. The kids don't need it. They're happy with a cardboard box. In fact, they're playing with cardboard boxes. Ignoring the toys. What's happening is, I'll tell you, they get literally. Well, you must, if you've got kids or had kids or you've got grandchildren, you must know what happens. They open the box. They go, ooh, take it out, put it on one side, and then they play with the box. That's the kind of thing I do when I was a kid. So yeah. But we're not doing enough, are we? And it's not getting talked about because of Putin and his illegal war. So there's a major issue, it really is. So, the regional analysis in the IPCC report demonstrates that the climate crisis affects everybody, in North America especially. It warns of increasing deaths and physical and mental illness. That's how come we got Brexit. It's their mental health. That's what I reckon. Oh dear. Oh, substantive agricultural production losses. And our projected for areas over the 21st century. Australia faces increases in heat-related mortality and morbidity for people and wildlife. While destruction lies in the way. Well, what about all those forest fires we had and the amount of wildlife? There ain't more than 1 billion creatures got killed in those fires. As well as 1 billion creatures in the sea, boiled to death. Yeah, like mainly mollusks. To be honest though, if it's the seas around the UK, boiling them to death is probably the only way to get rid of the E. coli. Yeah. You can eat them then, you see, you don't need to depurate them then, you see. Still be a bit gritty, but you ain't got to be too worried. They're not going to poison you to death, no. Not if they're boiled alive. Oh. Now, among the most populous continents, one of Asia's greatest risks is flooding. And Africa is haunted by hunger as the climate impacts hit farmers. Now, this thing about the likes of Nigel Farage, they go on about this, don't they? And They seem to think global warming. Oh, it's cold. What are you on about? Oh, whole point of global warming is that everything becomes more extreme. That's it, extreme. A bit like me. So near term. Where was I? Well, the IPCC message that hope remains is measured. Near-term actions that limit global warming to close to 1.5 degrees C would substantially reduce projected losses and damages related to climate change in human systems and ecosystems, but cannot eliminate them all. Some low-lying areas appear to be doomed already. That is in the report. And one thing I did read in the report earlier, I think I mentioned it in here as well. Where was it? I thought I saw it here as well. It's quite bleak. Basically what we're saying is that if we don't do anything, the option is death. That's great. Yeah, by the way, I'm probably not going to be around, but my grandchildren, your grandchildren, I would hope that they are. Obviously, in an environment that is healthy. You're not going to get radiation sickness, for instance. So, yeah, it's not looking good, is it? So the report also noted that the losses and damages escalate with every increment of global warming. The situation is a lot worse from what they found by doing these 34,000 studies than what they first imagined, what they first believed it was going to be. It's more severe, and if nothing is done, it's going to become self-fulfilling. It's going to become the situation will become dire that much faster. It'll fuel itself into the situation, into a worse situation. So, meaning every action to cut emissions or adapt matters. Adaptation is heavily underfunded, and the IPCC said, but the investment now is far cheaper to do it now. We need to do it now, basically, than if we wait later, because obviously more damage, going to be more cost, and it might be reversible. Now, among the adaptation measures, the IPCC sites are restoring wetlands to protect against flooding. So it's like floodplains and stuff like that, really. Greening the world's fast-growing cities to cool them. What are you talking about, rooftop gardens and stuff, or what? I'm not quite sure. More grass verges? We're building on everything, and with the rules changing regarding brownfield sites and stuff like that, it's just, housing. People got to live somewhere, I suppose. We've got to look at the way that we're building houses. It's just getting ridiculous, really. Why do we really need to build houses out of materials that are really, the amount of heat required and the amount of CO2 required to produce them, bricks, for instance, or concrete blocks and stuff like that, it's not really the way forward, is it? And also, they take that much longer to build. If you're talking about old PET panels, the insulated panels, the sort of things you see these days on grand designs where they kind of bolt the houses together, those sort of properties, they grow. You can build them much faster. Anyway, see what you guys say anyway. It's only going to be a short one today anyway. Hello, Context. Hello, just saying. Hello, Sparkfly. Just stopped to say hi. Hi, hope you're well. Mellow, how are you? Oh, he's got his cap locks on. Is that stuck down? Huh? I reckon so. Ride them all. Bike's great, but not like the smell of the petrol on my clothes. I don't know, but do I get a petrol smell on my clothes? I don't think I get a petrol smell on my clothes. I think most modern bikes are relatively cleanish. I tell you what I don't like is when you fill them up and you get you're going a bit quick and you get backflow and it goes all over you. Good job I didn't smoke. Rufus, GSX 1400 was one of my favourite bikes I've ever owned. Loved that bike, says Rufus. And that's what I got. I do love that bike. It is a great bike, and it's so reliable. Solid bike, going forever. But there again, it's got an engine the size of a car. Soon you can buy a UK for £1 of a large plot of land, says Mellow. Sparkfly, hey-ho. Simon says, 4B, people's food is threatened. Those 4B threatened and other 4B. Oh, is this, okay. Just saying, no farmers can start planting coconuts and bananas. Not the plantains, though, because they're too woke. I never realised I'd actually like plantains. I didn't have any of them until I went to the sinking island with Graham Hughes, you know, Ginger Island. And yeah, I had loads of plantains. Every day we eating plantains. They were actually quite nice, actually. Yeah, I actually quite like them. Sewage? Oh, it was sunny and 21 degrees. That was sunny here today as well, actually. And now it's 8 degrees. Oh god, 8 degrees and raining. Your weather's terrible, isn't it, Ginger? There. So it's absolutely freezing cold, or it's raining. And then 21's not too bad though. That's pretty good. That's probably what we had, but here I think today. That's a lot cooler now, mind. The animals will have tons of places to live. When you might have a point there, Gingers. Yeah, Ginger's saying that the animals will have plenty of places to live when us humans are not there. We are kind of a blight on the planet, aren't we? And if you think, logic, last 100 years, I suppose, since late 1860-ish, plus 150 odd years, Industrial Revolution, what have you, and you start, it's kind of the start of it, where we start, just making so much stuff in factories, polluting everything. And then, obviously, the Second World War, that was pretty dire regarding pollution. Well, all the wars, in fact. And now we've got this one. It's not great, is it? No. Anyway, I'm going to put my my bat box up. Do you join me? But first of all, I'll do my shoelaces up. So I've got my ladder. Oh, I am here. I'm just going to put my shoelace up. I'm too lazy to move the camera. And then I'm going to go up that ladder. If I'll move the ladder first, so I can just put the bat box up. So first, this is the bat box. I'm going to screw it onto a bit of wood that's in the wall already. Over that side, just over the door. So a little bird poo, the bat box, little bat poo can come down and fall on Caroline's head as it comes out the door. That's my plan. Just to annoy her. I'm a good husband, me. Well, that's not being above the door. It's got to be near the door, but not right above the door. So, yeah, they do provide a little bit of poo, though. It's going to go up there. Oh, I'm going to have to go up a ladder. This is another job I've got to do. Oh, Christ, I've got to make some windows for there. Blimey. Now, that metal thing, you can probably see it. Not there, that thing there. That's where the satellite dishes are on. In case you're wondering. Now, this used to have a big old barn doors in here, and you can see, if you can see that through the windows there, that is where I've started putting the floor in across the barn. This barn's quite big, and that's going to be my studio office area later, as and when the funds allow. Because I started doing that about just before Brexit, and I ran out of money because the business got damaged. Ladder, that's what I need. I'm going to get a ladder. It's over here. Maybe you to me. Oh. See the bit of wood. Not going left of that. Go. Now, I've already said there's a bit of wood near the top of that ladder. Yeah, there is. There's a bit of wood. I'm going to go on that side of it. And I've got some screws, which are over here. Now, I've got to make a load more bat boxes. I've got to make a load more. Actually, to be honest, the thing I really could do pretty soon is make more bird boxes, because the birds are starting to nest, and they're looking. And the bird boxes that we've already put up, the ones we made the other day, have already got birds. Now I'll put that here. It feels better. La 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 la. Oh, did it just go off? Is it plumb? Can you tell me? Is it plumb? Vertical? Looks vertical to me. If it's not, this is what it's have to do. 2 screws. What the hell? That bit needs changing. There you go, that's on there. Hopefully we get some bats in there. When we're down there having our pina coladas, as if we did, we can, oh that's right, that's good, that's one. There you go, there's a bat box. Just above the door near enough, so you can poop on our heads. Now we do already have bat boxes down the garden in the oak tree. And they also have bats in. And you always tell if you've got bats in your bat box, because you've got these, like, you know, what looks like bird poo just trickling down. But yeah, they need a habitat too. Now we're going to put another one, the little one, because I've already got one up there. Not up there, I mean, I've already got one made for it. We've got to put another one up there, near that light, because there's a bit of wood up there. Yeah, I think so. I think that'll work. It's only a little one though. Things I've been using scraps. I'm running out of scraps of wood. So if anyone want to make a donation, I'll go and buy some wood. That'd be good for these bird boxes. Because we need to make them quite quickly. Because if I leave it too long, the birds will already try to nest, and we'll just, yeah, that'll be for next year then. There we go. Ugh. Yeah, because I've run out of blinking scraps. I've probably got enough to make another 4 or 5 boxes. I'm making about 60 bird boxes. Might say how many yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. There's a ladder. Who loves ladders? Aren't they great? They let you get up places. Quite a good idea when you want to get up to a place, is a ladder. Oh, what do you reckon? Maybe. Online strips without clothing. I'm confused now. Online strips. Oh, no, that's a bot comment. Oh, it's not letting me. Oh, actions. Okay, report. Because that is a bot comment. And it's probably something saucy. We don't want saucy bot comments. No, that's gone. Yay! Message reported. Just saying, says it rained for about a week, and now that's it. So much for yeah. You can't always rely on the weather, mate. Oh God, there's another one. Oh, another bot comment report. Probably that. So get rid of that. Okay, and another one. Oh, crikey. You think, right? When you think that they managed to deal with all that stuff that's going on in Ukraine, all the crap messages and stuff that's been flying about, and they can filter that stuff out, but they can't filter out these bot comments. It's like they can't be bothered. Hope you don't need your pilot's license. I did actually start doing my pilot's license about, when was that? Oh, I got a few hours in, then I ran out of money. That's what usually happens. Yeah, I was in a pipe Tomahawk. That's a low-wing airplane from Norwich Airport. For my calculations, if you built houses with about 35 square metres, a roof per habitat, it should be fine to collect and store water for general use. So it's actually a small place. So yeah. It was a bit like the place in Ginger Island, yeah, Graham Who's place. That's all groundwater, you know, run off water from the roof, go into a tank. There's no reason why I can't use that. And there's some pretty good filtration systems you can use. Not necessarily in line as a part of the system. We've got a system here, which is a sand filter system, which is fine because we use it all the time. It's always running. So we don't get problems regarding like sort of Legionnaire's disease and stuff like that. Holiday homes and stuff like that, as a no-no, you mustn't do that. And then we use a Berkeley filter. So it's like a, how to explain it? Think of like one of them Brita jugs, but on steroids. And you have up to 4 filters in them. They're about that long, these filters are, and they're carbon. They're like a carbon filter. And you screw them to the bottom. It's like a two-stage thing. You put your water in the top stage. It's like 7 or 12 litres, I can't remember. And in the top stage. And then the water that you drink is in the bottom. And that will get rid of like nitrates and all that sort of stuff. So boiling your water doesn't get rid of nitrates. Oh, and that's an interesting point. My daughter sent me over a test report for some water. And one of the people, members of a group or something for the church, and it was that was red for nitrates. I mean, it's the high as you could get for nitrates, and that was tap water. That was in Norwich, tap water. I imagine it had been supplied by Wickenham, or that water would be coming from Wickenham sewage works. I'd have thought in Norwich, but no, it's not great. You don't want to be drinking nitrates. You want to stay well away from them. They're like, I don't know, if you ever got to eat bacon, for instance, not bacon, ham, you want to try and get ham that's got no nitrates in it, because a lot of it has. It's toxic. It's bad for you. Very bad for you, in fact. It's poison. France has about 1 metre of rainfall a year. What did Graham say? I think they have about 4 metres in Panama, where we were in Panama, in the tropics. 4 metres, that's a hell of a lot. Yeah, we do get quite a bit of rain here in France. And it usually comes at once. Usually it's sort of May, June time, all it seems to want to do is rain. The rain in... Yeah, and it's frustrating because everything... You try to plant in the garden, you've got to be careful because it can get bogged down, especially potatoes and stuff that end up rotting in the ground. So that's not great. But we do need to do more. The way we're living at the moment is not sustainable. And if everybody did a little bit, small changes to our lifestyle, it's got to help, isn't it? I'd do more. We're pretty much off grid here. About 70% of our electric is supplied by our solar panels down there. In fact, Caroline washed them today, or one set. There's 2 banks on them, they're set different angles. So they've got one set at a lower angle for the lower, when the sun starts going down. And then we've got the other ones, which is literally straight back midday sun, which, they do really well. We've got about, I can't remember what we've got there now. Between 5 and 10 kilowatts anyway of solar panels. And they're ground mounted system, it's not on the roof. Because we've got the ground, and what about to maintain it, what about to look after it, make sure they're clean. Like for instance, earlier this week, if you live in France, you probably already know that we had a Sahara rain. We woke up in the morning, my car was covered in sand. Literally, it was horrendous. I don't think I've ever had it that bad. Yeah, it was just covered in orangey yellow sand all over the car. So that was a bit of a crazy one to wake up to. And you're daring to kind of, you get the hose on or something like that, but you don't wash it off because you just leave it as grit. It's abrasive, I imagine. Well, you'd think, wouldn't you? Unless it's like clay, and then it might just soften paint. It might be more like tea-cut. You might polish it even. I have 2 large rain barrels that you can only have so many rain barrels. Yeah, good point. I use those not here though. We did use IPCC containers. Those big square things in the metal frame, and they're about a cubic metre of water you can store in them. Other than that, we just used the big water butts. We had sandstorm. Oh, you had sandstorm as well, did you? In South Cambridgeshire. Oh, crikey! Yeah, that's probably. I suppose it must be easterly winds. I suppose sort of safe easterly winds from Sahara. It's literally a crime to store water. Who wrote your laws? Build houses were built in storage. In the United States, there's some states that are actually you're not allowed to store groundwater. Like off your roof and stuff. I don't know about here though. I don't know if that's the case because everyone's got tanks. They sell them all in the supermarkets and stuff. And the DIYs, the brickos. Build houses were built in storage tanks, yes. Use filters and UV light. Yeah, UV light to kill off any diseases. pathogens. Keep the diseases out, yes. Yeah, is that where Donald Trump got his idea from? You know, the UV torch up your derriere. Get rid of COVID. Maybe. I don't think it'd work somehow. No, that long with bleach tablets. Oh God, can you remember that? When there was Donald Trump saying all this rubbish at his podium, and his health minister lady, and her face, just. And you keep looking at it, we'll look into that. And I'm sure there's something we can do about, the bleach and the light and stuff. I'm sure that could work, he goes. Woman, people, camera, TV, and you get extra points, apparently. Oh, God, that man. Thank God he's gone. Well, he ain't got it. He could be back again by 2024. I guess a scary, scary thought, that is. Sad someplace in you can't collect rainwater. No, that's right. It's madness. I think you've got something to do with Nestle. Nestle wants to control water. You know they're talking about futures now. You know you get futures like for copper and other commodities and stuff like that. I'm fairly certain I read it somewhere that they're doing. Oh, Spartafly says I have one rainwater tank to flush toilets and such. Well, we don't have that here because, well, we might have to later because we're going to have to put a false septic in. But our house has got commercial unit, but we've got composting toilets in this house. And I have to admit, they've been absolutely brilliant. Remember, when you're doing your rainfall calculation, make sure the separate Southern California from, you separate Southern California from Northern. Oh, I see. That's interesting. Is it so you don't go over the top of your allowance for your rainwater collection? That's madness. It's flipping coming out of the flipping sky. Half of it just ends up in the ground. Maybe goes to the water course. I suppose then it goes to the reservoirs. Maybe that's why I don't like it at times of drought. I suppose they just want all that water so they can put it pump back out through the taps. Well, then your tap water is pumped. Well, anyone will tell you your tap water is pumped. It might not be pumped directly into your house, but it's pumped into the top of those water towers. It don't get up there on its own, no. Unless a Chinook comes over and drops it in the top of the water tower. No, I don't think so. Land of the free and all that, yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? It's crazy. Therefore, the car was covered in red sand. So was ours. It was this morning as well, actually. So, yeah, that's been 2 days. What I know of. It's literally I've said that already. I have 2 large rain barrels. France of 1 metre rain. I've already said that already, haven't I? Crikey. Oh my God, I got some more bot comments. Yeah, when it says the word as in NAKED, I think that's a bit of a dead giveaway. There's a problem there, and I can't even click on them. I'll have to get rid of them in a minute. UK is asking to save water. Yep. Yeah, I read that as well. What's next? Fine for collecting sewage water. Probably. Why would you want to do that, Jasper? I could say that's what we kind of do, really, with our composting toilets. You would say fine them for collecting rainwater. That's just... It is, it's nuts. They do. They literally fine them for it. Oh, there goes my compressor. Oh. And talking about rain, I think it's about to rain. If you look at this sky, let's bring it around here. I don't know if you can see that. That's getting a bit dark. Yeah. So I think we're going to be having a bit of rain, maybe a bit of a storm. Anyway, I've got to put that other bat box up there. I've got to make some more bat boxes as well. And also, there's nothing else I've got to do. I have got to make signs. Not today, but that will be a live show. And because some very lovely people have been donating for the GoFundMe for the trees that we've been buying and putting in, each one's going to have a sign of the person's, if that's what they want is, unless they've done it anonymously, is going to be, I'm going to make a wooden sign for each one. If it's small donations, I'll do it with the biography. If it's the bigger donations or bigger trees, I'll do it with the router and create little wooden signs, like I did at Ginger Island with Graham Hughes. So, yeah, so whoever's donated for the GoFundMe for the trees, we'll get a nice little sign, which is pretty damn cool. I just want to make so people feel that they're a part of it. Really. I want to be able to do plantings live, but the problem is I can't get in that bit at the moment, where we're planting at the minute. When we get to the other, near the house, we might be able to do it. But at the moment, it's not really possible. Now I'm going to put a screw in the bottom of these bat boxes as well, like doubly certain they don't end up, falling. So you can imagine how horrible that would be. You build these things, you put them up for the bats, and then they rot or something happens, and they end up falling on the ground with a blooming bats in them. You can't defeat. I don't really want to kill the bats, do I? No, that'd be pretty darn horrible. There you go. That's it. That's on. So we've got 2 bat boxes been put up there. I've got the 4 I've got in the oak tree already, and we're going to be putting wherever we put trees in, or got some mature trees. We're going to be putting some more up as well. We're going to be bombarded. We'll be sitting out in the evenings. All the bats will be all active, and they're going to be bouncing around on their heads. That's what's going to happen. I can see it now. I really can. Oh, don't stand in there. That won't be a very good idea. And they stood. Now tomorrow night I'm doing my live show. I don't know whether I'm going to do it in the studio. I might actually do it out here and cook some beans. My Boston baked beans on there. With bacon and stuff like that in it. Lardons and other stuff. Yeah. I sort of think it depends what the weather's like. If it's raining, I'll probably be in the studio. But otherwise, we might do it outside. I think California has permitted a certain type of black water system for residential use, such as that is for plants and gravel. But I see. That's interesting. Yeah, because we got composting toilets first. The biggest problem for us is not the urine, the faeces, or anything like that, because that's dealt with within the unit. It's like a separated unit. It's really easy to deal with. What is the biggest problem is grey water. Stuff that comes out your sink, basically. And what I created on the back there, which is one of the reasons we've got to replace it, because I created something in a hurry, made out of wheelie bins. But literally, we've got the big wheelie bins. We had no money, so we were completely out of money. We had to do something in a hurry. So, so we've got 2 big wheelie bins, and I've interconnected them with a pipe in between these 2 wheelie bins. They're not little ones, they're big. I think they're about 600 litre ones. They're massive, like industrial type ones. And they're buried in the ground. And only use the grey water, remember. Effectively, it's a fosse. You've got your first chamber, your stuffs and heavies go into, and then you've got the pipe in between, which takes off the just below. It's just literally just below the surface, so it takes off the stuff below the sludge. Because the way the pipe goes, it goes like that. You see, like a snout. That's how most fosses work. Simple fosse systems work. And then you get the water in the second chamber, and then also you got the going on, and then the outfall from that then goes to the reeds. And although when our authority came, which is called Spank, yeah, Spank. Well, that's spelled S-P-A-N-C. So yeah, not Spank as in woo, oh saucy. No, not that one. So yeah, that was when they turned up to because we thought we had to do something, so we contacted them. Because it's been going on for a bit of a while now. So anyway, he was quite impressed with my system while he was giggling at the same time. These 2 big wheelie bins literally sunk in the ground, These things, so it's quite about 1.5 metres tall, these bins are quite big. And, but it worked. You can't argue, the water coming out of it is not, it's just as you would expect. And there's no faeces going into it anyway, so. Yeah, poo. It's all about poo. It's like the coastline of the UK. It's full of poo. Mello says, I had a small cottage and land. And you missed the land. It is nice having land. Yeah, we are very, very fortunate. This place didn't cost much money. Well, we just couldn't afford it. Otherwise, it had to be cheap. And we've done a lot of work here, and there's still a lot to do. One hell of a lot to do still. But it's a mess at the moment because we've got stuff, been pulling stuff about, you see. But when we sit on our patio there, it's just there, with the cement mixer, and the sun sets literally over there. It's absolutely gorgeous, and we've got like 2.5 hectares here. It's 2.5 hectares. They're 2.5 hectares, I think it is, and it's just lovely. It's just nice, because we've got all that over there, up that tree line there, and then over there, that tree line over there to the bottom there. Probably more than 2 hectares actually, but it's a lot of land anyway. There's a lot to look after when it's just two of us. And the same goes for over there. It's a bit closer over there. We see that tree line there. It's basically the shaman, which is like a path that leads down there. So we're very lucky. But this place, not a word of a lie, it was absolutely horrendous. And we're still doing a lot of work, and we're having to do it on the cheap because we can't. I say cheap. There's no fancy finishes or anything for that. So, the worktops in the kitchen are made from old school laboratory worktops. The old science benches, but it is teak, so it's not bad, I'll tell you. It's a lovely worktop. But I'm a woodworker, so it's kind of easy for me, isn't it, to do this sort of stuff. But I feel that we need to be doing. Well, we need to learn the skills. So many people don't have the skills anymore. It used to be normal for people to have skills, but now very few people have skills. It's a crying shame, really. And members of our family, they won't even attempt to fix the car or stuff like that. Straight in the garage. It's not as though they've got a modern car. This place would have cost an absolute fortune to get it habitable. Yeah, okay, I need to build some new windows. That one needs a new window there. And we need another 2 new windows over there. The back of the house, the north side's all got new windows in, and we've got a new window over there. But those 2 windows on the front of the house, they need replacing. They're the old original windows. I'll say original, probably what? I wouldn't suppose about 100 years old, but they're quite old. So we do have a lot to do. And sometimes we think to ourselves, crikey, what have we taken on? Because there's only 2 of us, The amount of plasterboard and stuff we've done inside the house, and natural finishes as well. Because even when we did we dug out the well for the house, even though there is mains water here, we're not connected to it, but there is mains water here. We're just not connected to it because we don't want the bills, and also we don't want that kind of when you must know what it's like, because it's kind of becoming very apparent at the moment. Like, for instance, if you get tied into the likes of electricity and gas and stuff like that, and all of a sudden they put the prices up because of the cost of all this stuff goes up, and the cap gets shifted to this April, and the cost of living goes up. Whereas if you're kind of like either producing your own fuel or own electricity like we are, and not relying on mains water, especially when they put nitrates in, when there's nitrates in the water. How the hell can there be not that level of nitrates in tap water? Isn't it being processed at all? How are the nitrates getting through? It's like a whole element of the process has been left out. It's toxic. Nuts. Absolutely crazy. My mum grew up with her grandpa, a carpenter. She taught me and my brothers woodwork and repairs. Fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. We all need learning something. You don't have to do a lot, do you? If we all, do a little bit. Learn how to fix something on the walls. It'll fall off would be a start. My other daughter, Karina, my oldest daughter, she had someone come in, because obviously I'm not there to do it for her, to do some jobs when she moved into her new house. But a guy put a flipping TV on the walls, like a 42-inch flat screen TV thing. They don't weigh a huge amount. Not these days, they got the glass in them, they're all plastics. And he put the thing on the wall, it fell off. He just screwed the flipping bracket that the TV's, onto the wall, straight into plasterboard. Didn't even find the studs or anything. It's just nuts. Oh, Bass Flute says every house owner needs a small workshop. I got a workshop. I like my workshop. Well, I've got 4 workshops in fact. Oh, my lights. Oh, it's my workshop. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. And sorry about that. Sorry. Quite a bird box. As you do. Yeah. So we all need to do a little bit more, don't we? The nitrates get in when there is not the proper chemical decantation in the water cleaning. Even if the water is not for consuming, but to be released into the environment. Oh, I see. Is that due to the chemicals they ain't got then? They're struggling. Have they stopped using some of the chemicals they were using for the processing? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Polluted water infiltrates underground waters. Yeah, exactly, Joe. Just like what's happening with these flipping tanks and other blinking shit because Putin's an arsehole. Oh, he is. And blowing shit up, chemicals, dust, asbestos, it's all ending up being in the air, and everything that goes up must come down. Ends up on the ground, and then rains like it is doing at the moment, and it runs into the watercourses, the habitats of creatures, and destroys biodiversity. It's maddening. It's absolutely maddening. We should know better, and he should know better. Well, I don't know if he's lost his mind. So I actually think this is already really a world war, to be honest, against the planet. Yeah, it's very much a worry. Every house should owner needs a small workshop. You don't need a lot, do you? A bench in the garage if you've got a garage. Or if you've got an annex with the parents in, where you kick them out and you make it into a workshop. Put them in the home, especially if they voted Brexit. Yeah. Now, my mum grew up with her grandpa. All the carpenter have already said that one. And it's very true. That'd be really cool. So my father was a woodworker. A very, very good woodworker, in fact, and I learned a lot from him. Old school. From clinker and, clinker bolts with the rivets and stuff. And using the clinker to bend, to dome the rivets off and inside the hull for the little wooden yachts. All that sort of stuff. It's these are old skills that are lost. Carving and all, Bass Flute says, funny enough, I have 4 workshops too. I've got my workshop over there, which is made for first processing. This one over here, we also do, I'll say over there, I can show you. Yeah, reverse camera. But in that barn there, it's where we store our timber. There's a lot of walnut and cherry and stuff like that in there. And also do first processing in there, such as cutting the wane edge off, the waning edge off the edge of the board. The messy work basically. So it's a messy workshop. And then this one over here with a door, we do a lot of first processing in there. And also we make shutters and stuff in there as well. And then we've got the one that we went in a minute ago, and then when the internet went off. And then we've got this one here, which stores a lot of our subsidiary machines, like the dust extractors and stuff like that. And we also store timber in there as well. And my motorbike! And the car when I want to work on it. So it's a bit like that's more like a garage, really. So I would say mainly I use 2 workshops. And they're about 11 metres by 5 metres each. That was actually a bit smaller, I think. They're 4 metres. So they're not huge, but it's only me, isn't it? So. And when I do my videos, I always do it in the one we went in a minute ago. Because of light, basically. Here they use successive pools cleaning the water. So going through the processes till finally clean water. Clean the water and leaving it at a minimal acceptable EU standards. I'll tell you what I find though, Joe, about tap water here in France and in the UK is, for me, it has a taste. And because we don't drink tap water, it's foul. To me, it seems metallic. I know if we'd get used to it and probably ignore it and probably wouldn't realise. I think anything's any different. But we do find it a little bit. Yeah, we don't like it. So all our water comes out of the well and goes through the carbon filter, the Berkeley filter, the stuff that we drink. And this is nicer. It's raining. Can I hear you? Yeah, I've got to take the dogs for a walk in a minute. And it's raining. Oh, I don't know what we're going to do. The dogs, Sebastian didn't go like that. Normally what happens with Sebastian, the white dog of ours, we take him for a walk. If it's raining, he runs back home. Literally, he leaves us. Bugger this, he says. I'm off. That bird go into the rhododendron over there. I wonder if it's got a nest in the rhododendron. Bird just went in there. That little rhododendron with the doghouse. Yeah. So then? Caroline's saying, on the plus side, 11 trees that are being watered by the rain. Don't know what happened there. It just went out. It's probably the rain. Well, the 4G system here says we don't have any HDSL, broadband connection. After this Putin bombing, we might need to book harder to fight solutions to save the war. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. The damage that's been caused to this war is just really deadly serious. It's just people, and it's it's not great. Should ban fracking, most definitely ban it. What I want to know is, why is it's okay for these flipping oil companies and gas to steal the gas underneath my house? Well, they're not, because they're not doing it here. But it's nuts, isn't it? Really? Isn't it my guess? Joey says, normally I drink bottled water because it is relatively cheap. Around 17 cents to 25 cents it is. Especially in France. But tap water is perfectly acceptable for cooking, powdered juice. Yeah, fair enough. Stuttering. Well, I'm going to have to go and walk the dogs in the rain in a second anyway, because it is raining. Yeah, there you go. And I'll show you got water going down my chains, going into the old barrel. There you go, topping the barrel up. That's actually the water I use for my glue pot. So at least I haven't got to worry about the roots getting dry on the old willow. The nice thing about when you do propagation of willow, it's so simple, so easy. You use the woody stuff. You don't use the green timber from the tree. You use the woody wood, and so easy to do and to create, because all those trees you see in that wheelbarrow there, they're all literally from the cuttings that I've done in the garden for trees. So we're going to be doing a whole load more of those. I won't be surprised if we're going to do 100, 150 of those, I think, at least, maybe more. We've got 4 varieties, I think it's 4 varieties of willow we've got. We've got the twisted contorta, we've got all, standard sort of common willow, salix, and it's like I think it's like floribunda or something, or flamingo. It's got multicoloured leaf on one of the willows that we've got here, that we're going to use, and the contorted willow. Now the ones you can see in the distance there, the swings, that's contorted, so it's like those little twisted willow. And this one over here in the barrow is that one in the middle there. That one is that's weeping willow, that one. So yeah, we will be doing a lot of willow, so that'd be quite nice. That's just nice. I'll tell you the thing about the willow is that it's very, very good for the wildlife, in the sense that the willow produces flowers early in the season when there's very little else out there for the bees. Now, a willow that we've got over there near the greenhouse on the north side of the house, about a week, 2 weeks ago, it was absolutely peppered, covered in bees. And the hum and the buzzing going on, it's amazing. But when you look around you, there's very little else there for them to have. So willows are good ones to do. So if we can create like at different stages of the year, so the bees are already always got something to fall back on regarding food. And like I say, the willow that gives them a very early source of nectar and all that, what they want. Pollen, pollination and whatever else the bees do. Sting you, that's it, that's what they do. Only if you corner them. Yes, the apocalypse. Hello, David. Yes, it's an apocalypse, it feels like, anyway. I just dropped in to say hello. Hello, Corny. Hey, hope you're well, buddy. It's a sunny evening. Oh, not here. It's blooming raining. It's a sunny evening here in Denmark, and I have to do my last rounds in the garden. Get the last few rays of vitamin D. Yep, we don't want rickets. No. All the best to you and Mrs. and the reward. Yeah, we're doing it. We're getting there. It's sort of rewilding. We're just trying to create habitats for animals, really. So it's not. I think it's Brian, one of the guys on my channel. He kind of pointed out, or David, somebody on my channel. He pointed out it wasn't really wilding, because it's not putting things back to 100% nature, like wild. But eventually it might end up that way. But we just want to be able to create habitats. That's our main goal. Habitats for animals, as well as obviously food sources for them as well. So we're doing berries. We've got a load of thornless blackberries going in. Loads of them we've got ready. What else was there? Various other currants, other flowering bushes, mulberry. What else was there? Oh, loganberry. And then we've got the other berry type things as well. Like the and hawthorn, blackthorn. Oh crikey, I've lost count. There's a real menagerie of stuff that we've got hold of. We want to create a varied plant, but also got a companion plant as well. Like for instance, if you're in the garden, if you're a gardener, which you said you're doing the rounds in the garden, you wouldn't plant, say for instance, beans next to onions. For instance, they don't like each other. No. Marcus, when the UK rejoin the EU? Ever? I don't think it's ever going to happen. Why would the EU ever want us? After what we've done, the trouble we've caused. Crikey. Once bitten, twice shy, that's what you're saying. Oh, I can't see it ever happening. I really can't. Sad as it might sound. Oh, Mellow. He's got some practical advice here. Sewage can make gas, methane gas. How would you capture it, though? How would you capture that methane gas coming from the sewage or your derriere? Got balloons attached. Be like doing the war, what have you, when they had gas-powered cars, like a big balloon of gas, using town gas on the roof. God, I used to have a gas-powered car actually. That was low pressure gas. So anyway, I'm going to have to go because I need to walk these dogs in the rain. Lovely. And my Wi-Fi router, which is hanging on an extension lead just there, I saw that is probably going to be getting wet now, pouring down the rain. So yes, we are going live tomorrow. I'll do it at 8 o'clock. I might be doing it out here actually, making some Boston baked beans while we're talking about stuff. If the weather's okay, if not, we'll be in my usual hole, in my dungeon. Oh dear, things, eh? Things are sent to try us, that they are. Oh, keep your poo at 40 degrees C and keep mixer. My favourite, Simon says. I just said that, but yeah. Methane is highly dangerous to use. That's the reason why it's not widely used. It's also very smelly. Yeah, that's a good point, Joe. Actually, yeah, Scotland and Wales will be before we do. But again, Wales on the whole, I know what they're going to say in Wales. Oh, the English, they swayed the vote, they did. Not from the Welsh people I've spoken to, no. That'd all be Brexiters, all the ones I've spoken to. Actually, to be fair, my son's in-laws aren't Brexiters and they're Welsh. Oh, there, Juicy. Is it Juicy, Jussie, Hussy? Oh, anyway, Putin Mad Max needs to be caught. is out of the movie screen. Messed up the movie story. Oh, I don't like the new Mad Max. I thought that was a bit rubbish. I like the old ones. It's going to start raining here in a minute. Oh, you're getting my rain, are you? Oh, I love the rain on the top. It's actually a tin roof, this bit. It's just old corrugated iron that we had. And I made the roof using literally bits of branch and logs that I cut out of the shimano from an old chestnut. And the stanchions on the corners here, they're old beams that we had for a barn that fell over the wind. That's what all this is. This is, yeah, that's from the stanchions, that's from the old trusses. Yeah, the old trusses from the old barn. Anyway, I'm going to go, because I said a minute ago that I was going to do that. So thanks a lot for being here and what have you. And we will be going live tomorrow about 8 o'clock. Like I said, I'll be out here. Hopefully it's not like this. Them Boston baked beans. Because beans should be baked. Or at least done in an iron pot. Not steamed. Because Heinz baked beans are steamed, for God's sake. They're not baked at all. Silly. That's what it is. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening to this noise. Anyway, ta-ta. Don't forget, click like. Please. Boot the like button. Boot like button. Oh dear. Crikey. Oh. I don't know. I might have to do a runner. It's pouring down there. We don't have gutters, you see. It's all coming down in front of my door. Right. No gutters. I might have to fit some gutters, I think. Got gutters on the front here. Behind me. There's gutters up there. Oh, it's a wooden gutter that comes in the chain and into the barrel. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to do a runner. So there we go. Ta-ta! Thanks for watching. Oh, there, got to get the rain. Oh,